It is Monday night, and we are live once again. The ITZR SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Late Model Shootout Series tonight. The Lone Star Espeed Shop 100 from the legendary North Wilkesboro Speedway here on iRacing. I'm Jeff By Jr., joined by Bill Tomer in the booth. And Bill, this is another big, fast racetrack, and very old school racetrack as well.
Extremely old school, Jeff. Old school to the point where, well, it's not even up to date. It is from 1986.
Yeah, iRacing kind of giving us a better version of North Wilkesboro. I mean, you wouldn't want to race on today's surface,
Right.
so they kind of gave us a what it would have been like.
Weeds.
Yeah. So back here at North Wilkesboro last season, we raced here as well. I'm gonna have to pull that up so we can see.
Yeah, you'll have to be full stat man this evening, Jeff. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but the state of North Carolina is sinking $18 million in the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Yeah, I saw that part of a package the governor just signed to send some money to racetracks and try to get them up to date. I know Rockingham was one of those tracks as well that really needs some help to be financially stable to continue on as a racetrack.
So it'll be interesting to see if we ever get a newer version of North Wilkesboro. This is the older version. They update it. We'll see what they update it to. There's been rumors it'll go dirt, or it just might get a repave, because you can do that for $18 million
yeah,
and a whole lot more. And we'll see what it ends up being, and then see if they rescan it. We'll have the legacy or the older version. This is the one we're on tonight, and then we'll have the new version, which will be something completely different. Close.
Well, the last time we actually raced here, it was Cody Kelly that won, and not with us tonight. Hasn't been running this season. So Cody Kelly, the former winner here at North Wilkesboro, so somebody new going to win it at this race. Crystal Clark in the house. Shout out to Crystal that's with us. Cheering, of course, for Donald Clark. Remember, if you're with us on Facebook, like and share the stream. Leave us a comment. Let us know who you're cheering for. We love talking to you guys all throughout the night. And this is going to be a fun one here. 100 laps here at North Wilkesboro. And things are heating up. We got 32 cars here tonight. Bill, when's the last time you raced in a league or a series that had 32 drivers 9 weeks into the season?
Never. I think never would be the correct answer. I don't think I've ever been in one, especially a short track series that has this many cars show up week after week.
Yeah, I think we were looking at the math on it, and we basically had about 30 drivers that have ran every single race. Really just kind of unheard of in sim racing. There's so much competition, and once guys get out of the points, they kind of move on to another series for a while, but here they're sticking with it.
Yeah, given the opportunity to win that butt kicker, that Gamer 2 device, you have to be here for at least 10 races during the season in any one of the 2 series. But it has to be done in 1 series, so you got to run 10 races in a series to get the opportunity to win a Gamer 2 device. Last season, Eric Tracy was that winner.
A shout out again to Crystal Clark for the 50 stars. We do appreciate it. Thanks again for hanging out. Qualifying is underway, and I was looking at the practice times. Ryan Matthews was quick time in practice, 17.819. We're going to start seeing times come up for qualifying. Daniel Pope goes fast time so far, 17.903 for Pope. Thomas Axum now to the top of the board, 17.885 for Axum. Jordan Harnish, third fastest so far, 17.968 for Harnish. Peyton Howell goes fourth quick, 17.969 for Howell. Eric Tracy sitting fifth on the board as it stands. And now Alex McCollum goes P1, 17.843 for Alex McCollum. He's going to bump Thomas Axum off the pole so far. Bladen Edwards now fourth fastest, 17.927 for Bladen.
Bladen's got a really cool looking paint scheme on his car this week. I believe he and Peyton Howe look almost identical, Jeff, so that's going to be pretty difficult for us.
Yeah.
A 72 and a 52 that look very, very similar.
Well, our Ethan Johnson, the guy who's won a couple races on Tuesday nights, he goes second quick to Alex McCollum, 17.884 for Ethan Johnson. So Johnson showing some speed here at North Wilkesboro. And that's some bad news for the guys he's going to be racing against tomorrow night. That is a very blistering lap here in qualifying.
And Christian Peterson went P6 there, Jeff. We saw him on, actually gets bumped to P7.
Caden Fisher, 8th fastest on the board. Hugo Biquette, 9th. Jordan Harnish fell back to 10th position. Peyton Howell, 11th. Eric Tracy, 12th. Mark Herzog, 13th. Cade Brown, 14th. And Bill, we're going to have a few guys that are going to be taking penalties to start tonight. They're going to have to go to the rear of the field. One of them is Cade Brown. He's going to have to start at the rear of the field. Dylan Bates, 3rd in points, going to have to go to the rear as well.
I saw Cade Brown run at Florence Motor Speedway over the weekend. Unfortunately, that race did not end the way he wanted. He was actually interviewed, Jeff. He crashed, unfortunately, on the lap 100 restart where about 15 cars crashed. Cade Brown involved in that one. That was unfortunate in his real car.
Well,
qualifying's all done, Jeff.
Yeah, that'll do it for the International Short Track Association Quick Time Award. Another $5 for Alex McCollum. That's going to come to him at the end of the season. And Alex is starting to wrap up those $5 awards. He's picked up a couple already this season. And he's a guy trying to fight his way back into the points. He's sitting 11th. He has 2 wins, but nothing other than those 2 wins. He hasn't finished in the top 10 except for the 2 times he won. And it's been a disastrous season for Alex McCollum, and he's trying to claw his way back in with those quick times.
Yeah, he even talked to us about it, Jeff. Said, what do I need to do to win the championship? And we said, I don't know, perform a few miracles. I mean, it's going to be almost impossible. We have so many good race drivers in this series, and he's sitting so far behind right now. You pretty much have to win out and pretty much get quick time every night. So I guess mission accomplished number 1. I mean, we're talking about 8 different things he'd have to do. That's 4 quick times and 4 wins. They're inverts. He's going to be starting 8th tonight. And he has a lot of things to accomplish. So I guess the first one's down, Jeff. He got the first quick time, so that's 5 bonus points in his corner. But you got all those guys that are right there, too. So they're going to be getting bonus points. They're going to be up front. It's going to be really hard for Alex to make it up.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be absolutely perfect. Win out, get fast time every night, and then hope for help. He's got to have some bad luck. Hit Thomas Axum and Cole Cabry. Those guys well out in front of the standings right now with Dylan Bates. And Alex is going to need them to have a few bad races. And right now, you know, Thomas Axum has just been great. I mean, he hasn't finished outside the top 10 since the opening race, so he's been fantastic and very, very consistent. So if you're Alex McCollum, you're kind of looking for Thomas Axum to make a mistake, and he hasn't shown any signs of doing it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be a really difficult ask. We say that all the time around here, that certain things are going to happen that you need to, you need to capitalize on. So I think, honestly, McCollum's going to need some issues that, issues are going to have to happen to the guys that are in front of him. He's not going to be able to do it just by winning and taking quick time. So, I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really fun to watch, though. I think it's going to be really exciting as the season ends here.
Well, Bill, the field is starting to take shape now here. We're going to start gridding for tonight's Lone Star Espeed Shop 100. And if you want to go ahead and take row number 1 for tonight.
Well, we will as soon as the pole sitter, who was the pole sitter last week, we had to wait on him last week. I don't know what he does in between practice or the warm-up and the grid. But we're waiting on him again. And there he is, Christian Peterson sitting on your pole. CP23 starting P1 tonight on the outside of row number 1. It's the 72 car. We talked about that new paint scheme. There it is. That's Bladen Edwards.
Starting 3rd tonight in the 71, the guy 2nd in points right now. That's Cole Cabry. On the outside of him in a car for Daniel Williamson, who we lost just today. That's the 16, Daniel Pope.
Starting in the 5th position in the 13 machine. Your points leader, that's the car of Thomas Axelman to his outside. One of your call-ups from the Challenger Series, that's the 51 machine, Ethan Johnson.
Starting 7th tonight will be the 51 Orion Matthews. On the outside of him, our quick qualifier going all the way back to 8 to start this race. That's the number 1 car of Alex McCollum.
Starting 9th in the 18 car, it's the kid, Caden Fisher, to his outside. The reigning champion here in the late model shootout series is Hugo Paquette.
Mr. Williamson there. Sad to see that.
Starting 11th tonight will be the 22 of Jordan Harnish. On the outside of him, in the 52 car, that is Peyton Howell.
Yep.
Starting in 13th is the 67 machine of Eric Tracy, and to his outside, in the 57 machine, that's Mark Herzog.
He's been there a lot.
Cade Brown was scheduled to start 15th tonight. He's going to go to the rear of the field. Starting 16th will be the 75 of Landon Huffman.
Starting in 17th position is
we
the
all got a copy.
Rube, to his outside, it is the 117 of Tad Douglas.
Starting 19th tonight will be the 65 of Aaron Abendroth. On the outside of him, the 53, that's Jeremy Brooks.
Starting in the 21st position, that's the 212 of Jonathan Sanford to his outside, and another one of those Daniel Williamson machines. That's the 91 car of Dylan Bates.
No, it's on you.
Zachary Onan in the 08 will roll off 23rd. On the outside of him, in the 78 car, that's Aaron Johnson.
Starting in the 25th position, the 18 machine of Donald Clark, and to his outside, Uncle Pete in the 71, that's Peter Fisher.
Jonathan Dickerman will roll off 27th in car number 13. On the outside in 28th, that's the 17 of AJ Rogers.
Starting in 29th, the number change for this driver this week. He normally drives the 71 machine. Now in the 82, that's Shane Bedford. And to the outside, and in the 112, that's Del Mears.
Starting 31st tonight in the number 9 car, that's Colby Bryant. On the outside of him, in the 19, that's Cade Green.
Starting in 33rd, it is Tom Dreiling in the 11 machine. Looks like that's it, Jeff.
Yeah, that should do it right there. All of our cars, 33 cars strong, and some guys are going to have to join the rear of the field. That's Dylan Bates, Jeremy Brooks, and Cade Brown will start at the tail end of the field due to some penalties to start tonight's race. And they're going to have their work cut out for them to get to the front. But pace car lights are out, Bill, and Christian Peterson going to take us green here in the Lone Star Espeed Shop 100. He gets a great jump over Bladen Edwards.
Christian Peterson with a really good jump heading into turn 1. Here comes the field as they all pile into turn 1. Peterson going to be clear. Bladen Edwards going to get a challenge from Cole Cabry on the inside as they enter turn 3.
So far, so good. Clean and green through 3 and 4. Christian Peterson get a lead lap number 1. It's a battle for second between Cabry and Bladen Edwards. Cabry up the inside, trying to take that spot away, but we've seen here at North Wilkesboro, the group can kind of move up as the race goes on, and Bladen Edwards already showing the outside is not too bad.
Bladen Edwards hanging on the outside. Here comes Thomas Axel underneath him in the 13 machine. He's going to look to walk through that door as well as Cole Cabry has cleared the way. Bladen Edwards still making it happen on the top side, battling hard as he's trying to stay in the 3rd position.
Cabry is clear. Here comes Axum in the 13 up the inside of the 72 of Edwards. Edwards started second, has not been able to fall in the line. He finally will be cleared by Axum, slot back into 4th in front of the 51 of Ethan Johnson.
They'll go single file as more cars are going single file. We got another battle here on the racetrack as we look a little bit farther back. It's Peyton Howell on the outside. Here comes Hugo Paquette up into the 9th position. I believe that's a battle for 9th. It's Paquette going to try to take that away from Howell.
Behind them, you got Jordan Harnish and Caden Fisher. They're battling side by side. That's a battle for 11th on the racetrack. Fisher on the outside in the 18. That's going to open up the door for Eric Tracy. Here comes Tracy up the inside now.
Eric Tracy in the 67 machine. He tries to get forward as we talked about him having that butt kicker gamer 2 device. We still haven't talked to him about whether or not he's using it or if he has it hooked up. He hasn't given us a review yet, but he's going to be the inside of Caden Fisher as they battle off turn 4.
Ryan Matthews able to get around Ethan Johnson. He takes over the 5th spot. Johnson slides in behind Ryan Matthews. For that 51 car, Ryan Matthews is on the roll right now. He is moving forward. And we've seen a lot of speed out of Ryan. He's missed a couple races this season. Had to take a few weeks off, but he is back and again, right in the mix.
Yeah, Ryan Matthews just ran the overall last week. Jeff, we broadcasted it. When he had a rough night that week. She's only to end it with a top 5, so Ryan having a little bit better night early in this race. He's only got to go 100 laps instead of the 522 they finished in the fall brawl.
Yeah, we needed our weekend off. That was a long broadcast, almost 3 hours for us here on the call. And I just saw Caden Fisher. He's going to take a shot at Eric Tracy there. Tracy able to shut the door going into turn 3, but Fisher was able to finally get in line ahead of Mark Herzog, so moved Caden Fisher back to the 13th position.
Bladen Edwards got a shot from Ryan Matthews entering turn 3 last time around, and Matthews moved him up the racetrack. Bladen Edwards lost 2 spots as he actually was passed by Ethan Johnson, also in the 51, and he still is falling back. As you see Alex McCollum moving forward in the number 1 car. That's the pass for 6th.
McCollum up a spot now. It looked like Peyton Howe was trying to get around Hugo Paquette. Well, he got to the inside, but lost some ground there in the middle 1 and 2, had to back out of it.
That's a battle for your 9th position on the racetrack.
We've been green flag racing since the start, and watching through the field right now, I see Landon Huffman trying to take a shot underneath the 57 of Mark Herzog. Huffman started 16th, still running 15th. Now he's trying to get around Herzog. This is the battle for the 14th position. He's got the inside position now in 1 and 2.
Not a great starting position for Landon Huffman as he won the opening round in Hickory in the late model shootout series. Finished starting 16th tonight, not the start that Huffman was looking for. It's just in front of them. Looked like Caden Fisher and Eric Tracy got a little bit crossed up. Huffman able to make that pass on Herzog.
Battle for the lead. Cole Cavery gets underneath Christian Peterson going into turn 1. Peterson is up the racetrack. Now Cavery on the inside line. He might bring Thomas Axum with him as well. So Christian Peterson needs to fight back here on the outside line because they are stacked up. The train is ready on this inside groove.
Yeah, we have a name for that top side, Jeff, when it's just a little bit slower in general. That is the sucker hole. Christian Peterson is up there right now. You see the lap car, Tom Dreiling. I don't know what's going on with Dreiling, but he seems to be struggling in that 11 car. I know we saw there was almost contact between Cavery and Peterson for that top spot, but I saw some smoke on the backstretch a little earlier, Jeff. I wonder if at some point Dreiling had gone around.
Yeah, I believe Cade Brown was involved in something as well, and he has actually left the race, so he is done. He is parked that car, so Cade Brown going to officially come home 33rd tonight, the first car out of this race. But look at Christian Peterson. He has not given up on that outside line. He is making this very difficult for Cole Cavery. Cavery trying to take the race lead away, but right now Christian Peterson fighting back.
Christian Peterson doing a nice job on the outside, and it's going to be interesting when they get to Tom Dreiling. Which way is Tom Dreiling going to go? Is he going to run the bottom and be in front of Cavery, or is he going to run the top and be in front of Peterson?
Yeah, Tom Dreiling is going to be in a bad spot here when this group catches them. They are 2 by 2 here up front. Now Cole Cavery able to clear Peterson. Dreiling's going to go way up the racetrack and let everybody go 3 wide.
Tom Dreiling goes a lap down in the 11 machine. He just has to slide in line. But you got some great racing up front. Now Peterson on the outside of Thomas Axum. Here comes Alex McCollum, Ryan Matthews in the 51, and Ethan Johnson in the other 51, all in a group.
Boy, here comes Alex McCollum, our quick qualifier. Now Ryan Matthews is spinning contact from Ethan Johnson. He saves it on the apron, collects that car, and the yellow kind of waved there a little bit early, but the yellow is out here on lap 20.
And I don't really know what happened there, Ryan. I just feel like you tried to fit in the hole that really wasn't there.
Yeah, I know I was checking up those last 2 laps in the middle of 3 and 4, and my car just like shoved the nose in the center. But
so kind of looking at that replay, Bill, the 51 of Ryan Matthews, he tried to slot down in front of Ethan Johnson, and that just there just wasn't quite enough room. He was able to get in front of Johnson, but it left Johnson no room to lift for him going into the corner.
So we'll try to get a look at that on replay. Sorry about the driver's chat on the broadcast. Forgot to turn that off.
Yeah, we got to turn it off before they get angry. That's
yeah,
when we can't play
it's off now. I had to bring the UI up just for a minute. All right, so we'll get a look at this.
Ryan Matthews, he was able to get down in front of Ethan Johnson rather, in the 51. It was such a late move. It just left Ethan no time to react.
I mean, that's kind of a race, India. I mean, there's nothing Ryan was clear. That's tough. That's tough. Unfortunately, some damage you can see on the front end of on the left side of Ryan Matthews. He might have caught that wall as they. Oh yeah, just caught it as he went by. It's unfortunate for the 51 machine. I think that's as much as a racing deal there, Jeff. I think guys just going for the same hole.
Yeah, I agree with that. Neither driver really did anything wrong. It just wasn't enough time to react for anybody there. But that is going to bring out our first caution here on lap 20. Now working 23 here under caution. I see Colby Bryant on pit road trying to get some damage repaired. Tom Dryling's going to get back on the lead lap. You saw him lose a lap there. He'll get a lucky dog and rejoin on the lead lap in 32nd position.
Tom Dryling. We saw him lose a lap on the racetrack. Was the only car that was in danger of going a lap down. He did go a lap down. Did a really nice job, to be honest, Jeff. We watched him get go all the way to the extreme high side in turns 1 and 2. Let that huge pack of leaders. Was about 8 guys there that were all 2x2. And Tom did a really nice job getting out of their way, and now he gets his lap back. So that's a really nice job by Dryling, to be honest.
We're looking for pace car lights out this time. It looks like we will get it, so we are going to go back to green flag racing. It'll be Cole Cabry with Thomas Axon, our points leader, on the outside for this restart. And of course, here comes Alex McCollum, started 8th. He is already up to 3rd, Bill. Wasted no time. A quarter away into this race, he is already in the top 3.
Yeah, Alex McCollum flying. We talked about it, Jeff. We had the conversation with him. He wants to win everything. Quick time and win. Time and win. So let's see how this number 1 car handles the next, well, few laps. But Jeff, we're about to go silent here for a moment.
Lap 26, in memorial of Daniel Williamson. We're gonna have a moment of silence. Phil completes lap number 26 in memory of Daniel Williamson, who we lost today, a driver that raced here at ITZR. And just want to let everybody know that our thoughts are with them, his friends and family, and we will miss Daniel greatly. Cole Cabry still with the race lead. Here comes Alex McCollum. Thomas Axon back to the 3rd spot. But these top 3 cars, Bill, they've kind of checked out.
Yeah, 3 fast drivers here, the 71, 1, and 13. Cabry doing a nice job holding off McCollum for the lead, and Axum is right there as well. Right behind them, you got Ethan Johnson in the 5. Right behind him, Ryan Matthews in the 50. I'm sorry, Ethan Johnson in the 51 and Ryan Matthews in the other 51. Those guys, like you said, Jeff, falling behind those top 3 just a little bit.
Landon Huffman is on the move. He just got around Jordan Harnish. That might bring Caden Fisher as well. Fisher got a little loose down the back, or off turn 2. He's going to lose ground to Harnish, but Huffman now up a spot, up into the 11th position. Now he's going to battle in front of him. That's Hugo Paquette and Peyton Howell into the wall down the front straightaway.
If you take a look at here in this field, Jeff, there is battling going on all over the place. Oh, we almost have Landon Huffman and Peyton Howell almost made contact. He might have made contact going into turn 3 there. Howell at the racetrack just a little bit. It might lose a spot to Jordan Harnish.
Yeah, Howell got up into the wall last time by, and his rhythm is just seems to be off, and now he's a little sideways down off of turn 2, and Howell just stuck on the outside and just can't seem to get going. Now, Daniel Pope is trying to get around Bladen Edwards. He made a wild move off of turn 4 to get alongside of Edwards. This is the battle for the 6th or 7th position.
Coming down the backstretch side by side, Daniel Pope underneath Bladen Edwards. Entering turn 3, side by side off of turn 4. Here comes Bladen fighting back on the top side.
Yeah, we've seen that top side work out momentarily, and guys were able to hang out there. And then Christian Peterson, he had said he was making it work, and then he just lost the front end. So you just have to hit it perfect. It's going to be very difficult to stay out there long term, but if you can hold a guy off for just a few laps, maybe catch a yellow or just get in front of them, you can get back to the inside line. But right now, Bladen Edwards in a tough spot on the outside.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where you would lose the front end here, Jeff. It's a odd racetrack. The corners are very different. It goes up and downhill. Ooh, almost some contact between Hugo Paquette and Blaine Edwards. As Edwards trying to find his way in line, cannot do so. Here comes Hugo Paquette. He's got Landon Huffman and Peyton Howell following him.
We're watching this battle, and there's also a battle at the front with Cole Cabrey and Alex McCollum. McCollum is all over the back bumper of Cole Cabrey. Thomas Axum is right there with them, and now Ethan Johnson and Ryan Matthews are starting to close this gap as well. So this is like a 5-car battle for the lead right here. This front pack is all stacked up nose to tail. Bladen Edwards was able to fend off Hugo Paquette. He's going to hold on to the 8th position. And now Hugo has got a challenger. That's Landon Huffman. Huffman started 15th, or 16th rather, and now he's up to the 10th spot, trying to take a position away from Hugo Paquette.
Looks to the inside, entering turn 1. Hugo runs up the racetrack just a little bit, gave Huffman room. He gets a little sideways off of turn 2. Huffman's going to look to the inside this time. Nope, he's going to stay behind the 33 machine as they enter turns 3 and 4.
Field's starting to really get single file and start to spread out further up front, but right here in the middle of this field, we're having some great racing. Landon Huffman able to get around Peyton Howell. Now he's trying to put the pressure on Hugo Paquette. Behind them, I see Aaron Abendroth. He has got a challenge from Aaron Johnson, and this is a battle for 18th on the racetrack. Aaron Johnson was able to take over that position. So right now, I'm watching Hugo Paquette. He is trying to get around Bladen Edwards again, trying to get to the inside, get a little loose off of turn 2. Seems like the 33, he's a little bit quicker than Bladen, but he just can't quite make that car work down on the inside line.
Yeah, it is a difficult place to race. Bladen walking up the racetrack again at 1 and 2. Here comes Hugo Paquette on the bottom. He's going to try to get to the inside of him, entering turn 3. Almost there, and Bladen shuts the door a bit in the 72 machine as he doesn't give Hugo any room, and here comes Landon Huffman to the inside of Hugo Paquette.
Yeah, Huffman trying to take advantage as well. Hugo had to check up, and Huffman gets the nose down there, but not able to pull alongside Hugo before he's going to clear him down the back straightaway. But now Hugo knows that 75 car is prowling. He is right there as well, so Hugo really needs to get moving and get around Bladen Edwards, or he's at risk of losing the spot.
Yeah, some great racing happening all over the field. Daniel Pope, something happened to the 16 machine. Oh, his harness is around in the 22. Sitting on the backstretch. Here comes the field. Everybody checking up, and Cade Green not able to avoid the 22 machine as he makes contact in the 19 car. That's going to put a little bit of damage on the backside of the 22.
And that's going to bring out... That's going to bring out our second caution here on lap 45, just before the halfway point. Great green flag runs, about 20 laps apiece there. And there you saw Jordan Harnish just get turned around by Caden Fisher. Fisher just picked up the throttle a little too early, just gets in the back bumper of the 22. And Bill, we have a saying around here.
See car, don't hit car, Jeff. It's kind of our motto. Oh, as he just gets into the corner, gets into the back of the 22 machine. Ooh, and Eric Tracy had some issues there as he slammed hard into the wall. I think he didn't check up as quick as some other cars did. Dylan Bates was in there. Oh, as he gets in the backside of Bates and then slams into the wall off of turn 2. I think that's just Caden Fisher just getting in there a little hot. And Harnish was up the track just a little bit. And Caden kind of just misjudged that entry and got in there a little too hard.
Yeah, some trouble there for Eric Tracy, who got some damage. He's going to have to come down pit road, I think, and repair that. The 67 got the outside wall. Actually, he's choosing to stay out, so maybe he's hoping it's not too bad. But he took a pretty good lick to the outside wall there. Dylan Bates, who had that penalty to start the race, an EOL penalty, started deep in this field tonight, near the rear of the field, probably about 32nd, 31st position. He is 14th now, so he has passed a ton of cars. So Dylan Bates on the move up to the 14th spot. And he probably needed that yellow. He had a long green flag run past some cars, and now he needs to get them all bunched back up again.
Yeah, boy, Jeff, that was a slam from Eric Tracy. Tracy has a ton of damage on the front of his car, and somehow Bates has none on the back of his super late model. So Bates, I think, fairly fortunate right now not to have a lot of damage on the 91 cars. Tracy came into that wreck, and Bates had checked up, and Eric got into him, and then ended up hitting the wall off the back end of Bates' car. But looking pretty good. So Bates trying to move forward. He's one of your points championship contenders. He's sitting, I believe, is he still second in points, Jeff?
Dylan Bates is third in points now. So
third.
Thomas Axum, your points leader. Cole Cabry second in points currently. And then actually, I take. Let me pull up the points once again. But I believe Dylan Bates is third.
So your field lining up once again, 2x2. Cole Cabry, your leader. Alex McCollum, the outside. Thomas Axum, Ethan Johnson, Ryan Matthews, Christian Peterson, your top 6. They're about to go green once again.
Cabry gets to set the pace here. He gets a nice restart. Alex McCollum is going to be there on the outside, though. Now the question is, can Axum get there? Try to take this inside line away from McCollum. Trouble for Ethan Johnson. He got tagged by Christian Peterson. Everybody gathers it up, but that's going to stack up the field further back.
Battling going to happen throughout this field. It's an enormous field here in North Wilkesboro. 30, what did we say, Jeff? 33 cars started this race.
Yeah, 33 cars, and they are all over the racetrack right now. And that inside line really got stacked up there. That allowed Daniel Pope alongside Christian Peterson, and this is the battle for the 6th spot.
We've got a wreck in turns 3 and 4, Jeff. I think Aaron Johnson climbed the wall. Donald Clark had gotten into him just a little bit, but seemed to get away from it. And then AJ Rogers went into turn 3, and something happened to the 17 machine as he got turned around. So he's just getting that car righted. Trying to figure out what happened to those guys.
Yeah, it looks like Aaron Johnson and Rick Rube got together. That put Johnson in the wall. Donald Clark got a piece. AJ Rogers almost had it avoided. He just got clipped as he went through. That upset that car. He gets up the racetrack into Donald Clark. He collects Peter Fisher. And just it all started up near the middle of the field, and it ended with Peter Fisher and AJ Rogers.
Jonathan Sanford just misses it. Tom Dreiling and Cade Green make a little bit of contact. Green ends up sideways. Dreiling some damage there. How bad was that contact between Aaron Johnson and Rick Rube? I didn't really see that. We were watching the camera angle that we had. We could see that Aaron Johnson had climbed the wall. Was it Rube that was kind of pinching him up towards the wall there?
You know, I'm looking at the replay now, and if we can get kind of the drone cam view, that might be our best look at it. You know, Rick gets up the racetrack, but Aaron was also down the racetrack quite a bit. And to me, it just kind of looks like they meet in the middle there.
See if we get that drone cam. Here we go. Oh, yeah, for sure. Maybe Aaron Johnson even a little bit farther down than Rick was up. Rick up just a tiny bit. Not too bad at all. It just looks like Aaron Johnson. I think that's just a racing deal there, unfortunately. Caught out a bunch of other cars. That's just a little bit too tight there. So race control will take care of this one. Probably just letting him know it's been determined to be a racing deal. Lights are still on the pace car, so we are still waiting to go green flag racing. Not many points implications happening yet on the racetrack. The person that is still trying to make up ground is Dylan Bates, as he is third in points, now running 12th on the racetrack. Lights are out on the pace car, but as we stand right now, Alex McCollum running in the second position, Thomas Axum running third. McCollum trying to make up points, as we talked about last week. He's not going to be able to do it too much tonight, as Axum having a good night, as well as the number 1 machine on the outside of the front row.
Yeah, and Cole Cabry leading this race as well. So Alex McCollum And like I said, he's going to need a lot of help from the 71 and the 13 if he wants to win this championship, get back into the battle. But Cole Cabrey gets to control this. Restart pace car is off. Cabrey is green, and it looks like McCollum's going to be clear of Axum into turn 1. And that's good news for Alex McCollum. And now I spoke too soon, but Axum gets a great run through 1 and 2.
Here comes Axum down the inside of the number 1 machine. This will be a telltale situation where we find out how good the top side really is. If Alex McCollum can hold off Axum, we know that the top is there. If he cannot, you know the bottom is the good way around.
You got those 51 cars behind him. You got Ethan Johnson on the inside. Ryan Matthews had to slow down coming off turn 2. I think the 51 Johnson maybe got up the racetrack and kind of cut off his momentum as well. So now you've got Ryan Matthews back into the 5th position. Christian Peterson trying to fight back on Daniel Pope. This is a battle for 6th. And Peterson up on the inside now, trying to get back to the front. Started on the pole, is kind of fallen back through the field, and now trying to fight his way back to the front.
Jeff, Alex McCollum was able to hold off Thomas Axum. McCollum stays in 2nd. When we're back here watching this battle, Daniel Pope on the outside. He's got issues as he now has Peyton Howell in the 52 machine to his inside. That'll be the battle for 7th as they almost make contact on the back straightaway.
Pope and Howell had some little bit of issues with themselves at Richmond, and so now these two trying to play a little nice here at North Wilkesboro. The caution is going to wave here on lap 62. We're going to look through the field and see if we can figure out what might have happened.
And Colby Bryant at 9 might have had some issues as he is way off of the pace. Yep, looks like he did. Something happened going into turn 3. It looks like he might just get into the wall and get sideways on his own. Here we go. Take a look at this.
Yeah, you can see that car just start to slide on corner entry, and then it just continued to slide. He was trying to gather it back up. Maybe a little contact there down the back straightaway as well. Really kind of got him out of whack there, going down the back straightaway into turn 3.
I think that one is a cut and, what was it? An open and shut case, Jeff.
Yeah, pretty much just a single car incident there with Colby.
So this has been a fun one so far. North Wilkesboro living up to its billing. As boy, the top side is racy, the bottom's racy, and everything is fast. It's pretty fun to watch.
Looking at the chat, Steiner Motorsports with us. My dad in the house cheering for Christian Peterson. Lawson with us. Eric Dickman cheering for Super Zach Onan. And let's see where Zach is. Looks like he's currently running 19th. And Brett Suggs should be racing with us. Couldn't make it tonight, but he is following along. And it looks like Tom Dreiling is going to pick up a lucky dog and be back on the lead lap in 32nd position. Brooklyn in the house cheering for Peyton Howell. Peyton just moved up into the 7th position. Just got around Daniel Pope before that caution.
Jeff, I don't know about you, but this one seems to have gone pretty quickly. We're already working lap 65 here in North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, we had a couple really long green flag runs, about 20 laps apiece, and that really took a good chunk out of this race very quickly. And we're getting down to crunch time now, past halfway. And
we have a saying for that, Jeff.
Yeah, we do. As you would say, the price of poker has gone up here, and we've seen it in the last couple of restarts. Alex McCollum really having to fight with Thomas Axum just to keep into the 2nd position. Axum really making it difficult for Alex McCollum on these restarts, and that's kind of allowing Cole Cabrey to just be in control of this race. As long as the two guys behind him are battling side by side, he gets to just kind of zoom off into the distance.
Yeah, I don't see that battle ending here, as Alex McCollum will most certainly, unless Alex can get a really good restart, will definitely have a challenge from the 13 of Thomas Axum once again. We saw him fend him off and able to clear him for 2nd place. We'll see if on this restart he'll be able to do the same thing.
Well, remember the 71 of Cabry. He gets to control this restart. He can go at any time. McCollum has to wait on him, and he kind of caught McCollum there. McCollum tried to go a little earlier, had to check up, and that allows Cole to clear him into turn 1. Here comes Axum now looking for the second spot once again. McCollum's going to have to try to fend him off on the outside.
Alex McCollum looking to shut the door on Axum. Axum gives him the room entering turn 3, so Axum backs off. He'll slot into third. Right behind them, Ethan Johnson and Ryan Matthews side by side once again.
Yeah, these two have been battling for this fourth position for quite a while. The 251 cars cannot settle it. Tom Dreiling was around, and he's slowed down the back straightaway. He's going to have to let the field go. He's going to lose another lap there, as looks like Ryan Matthews now going to clear Ethan Johnson for fourth.
Matthews into the fourth position. Here comes Landon Huffman in the 75. He's looking under Christian Peterson. They're going to battle for the 7th position right in front of them. Oh, and they make contact. Christian Peterson, I believe, well, there's Eric Tracy on the bottom. I believe that was Peyton Howell in the 52 machine. They almost ended up in the wall. I think Peterson might have some damage on the right front.
Yeah, that opened the door for Landon Huffman. He's going to go up the inside of Peyton Howell now. And now Daniel Pope is back there as well. Can he take advantage and get to the inside before Howell gets there? No, Pope gets sideways off turn 2.
Pope trying to lay the power down on that 16 machine. Not able to get it done as that car snapped sideways on him. He was able to get it down, and now he's right on the back bumper of the 52 cars. He's going to look inside entering turn 1, not able to make the move. And behind them, it looks like Clayton Edwards caught on the outside once again in that 72 machine.
Dylan Bates took a peek underneath Christian Peterson going into turn 3, thought better of it. And Bates has worked his way back all the way up to the 10th spot. He started deep in this field in the 30th starting position, I believe. And he has really passed a ton of cars. Another guy who's passed a ton of cars, Landon Huffman. He started 16th. He is up to 6th now. And Huffman is chasing down Ethan Johnson. I think Huffman is not out of this one yet. If he can get past Ethan Johnson, he is going to be in the mix for this race win.
Yeah, Landon Huffman definitely on the move in that 75 machine. Still sporting the pink as he went for the October Breast Cancer Month, or just Cancer Month. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we have to let him know it's almost December.
The SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund.
Oh, we got Pope up the wall. Daniel Pope into the wall in the backstretch. Jeff, sorry to cut you off there, but Daniel Pope climbed the wall down the backstretch. He's passed by Christian Peterson, Dylan Bates, Hugo Paquette going by, and Bladen Edwards going to try to follow Hugo Paquette as well.
And now Pope is stuck on the outside line. Bladen Edwards trying to get back around him as well. And Pope looked like he tried to clear himself there with the 72, wasn't able to do it. And Bladen Edwards not going to give up that easy.
Daniel Pope, you can see him struggling in that 16 machine. He's gotten those rear tires hot. That car's walking all over the place. Bunch of damage on that car now. He has got problems in that 16 cars. Bladen Edwards trying to take that 10th, actually make that the 11th spot away from Daniel Pope as Pope has slipped out of the top 10. Here comes Martin Herzog in the 57 machine.
Yeah, Herzog having a great run right now on the 57. He is moving forward. He just shut the door on Rick Rube as well. Looked like he tried to take a peek to the outside of Bladen Edwards, thought better of it, and then got back down to the inside, made Rick Rube have to kind of jam on the brakes there.
Yeah, that whole group is all together. You see Rick Rube, he's running in the 14th spot. Here comes Donald Clark for 15th in the 18 machine. Right behind him, Caden Fisher and Aaron Abendroth. These guys all those detail battling for position. Great racing all over this racetrack.
Our top 4 cars have sort of broken away, and now Landon Huffman has caught Ethan Johnson, and now it's going to be a battle for that 5th spot. Landon Huffman is going to get underneath the 51. I think Ethan kind of let him go there. He saw Landon coming and decided, that 75 car is faster. I'm going to let him go.
Yeah, Landon Huffman battling for the points title. Of course, he's been here all season. Ethan Johnson, one of the call-ups at the Late Model Challenger Series, being courteous to Landon Huffman, knowing that he is not in a points battle. Just going to do the best he can for this race and learn what he can for next season.
So our top 4 cars really kind of checked out on the rest of the field. They've got about 7/10 of a second over Landon Huffman. And so Huffman, he's either going to need to gas it up and go here with about 20 laps to go, or catch a yellow that'll bring him back into the mix. But Cole Cabry's still out front with Alex McCollum just stalking the 71.
Dylan Bates just made the move on Christian Peterson. He takes the 8th position away from Christian. Peyton Howell is out in front of him just a little bit. The top 7 cars kind of broken away from the rest of the field. But behind them, all kinds of battling. Here comes Hugo Paquette. He's going to look to pass Christian Peterson. Peterson up to the high side. Here comes Hugo Paquette. That's a battle for the 9th position.
You can see Peterson really struggling to pick the power up on that car. Every time he comes off the corner and he gets on the throttle, he kind of car just kind of wanders on him a bit, and he just seems to be struggling getting on the gas with the 23. And that's going to open up the door for Hugo Paquette to try to take advantage. Peterson started on the pole and kind of faded back throughout this race.
Caden Fisher and Donald Clark battling a battle of 2 Indian teams. They're going to battle for the 15th spot. Caden almost passed him that time on the last lap. Wasn't able to do it. Still on the bottom side. Donald Clark's got a little bit of damage from that earlier incident that involved Aaron Johnson, AJ Rogers, and some others. So he's struggling with a little bit of a damaged race car. Caden Fisher going to be side by side on the front straightaway.
Fisher trying to complete this pass on Donald Clark, the battle for the 15th position. And Fisher, he had a penalty earlier on in this race, had to go all the way to the rear of the field for some contact, and now he's working his way forward once again. So Caden Fisher trying to rebound and recover here, and Donald Clark doing a great job on the outside. Clark holding off the 18.
Yeah, Donald Clark wheeling it on the outside as these guys battle side by side. You can see Caden getting sideways off the corners. He does it once again right there off the turn 4. Donald makes up some ground on the top side. He's able to get that momentum as Caden struggles to get power down coming off the turn 4. Down through turns 1 and 2, the inside fights back. Donald Clark having a struggle as he gets off of 1 and 2. But here's where Donald seems to make it up as Caden struggling to get off turn 4.
Now we've got a battle for the 6th position. Peyton Howell underneath Ethan Johnson. He took advantage in a turn 1. They kind of hit doors down the back straightaway. Looks like Peyton Howell's going to clear him. And now Ethan Johnson going to slot back into the 7th position ahead of Dylan Bates.
Here comes Dylan Bates in that 91 machine as he's trying to make up ground. We talked about it, Jeff. He needs to do so in order to I guess, limit the amount of damage because of his EOL penalty. Doesn't want to lose too many points to those guys that are up front.
Cole Cabrey going to cross the line for 10 laps to go here in the Lone Star Espeed Shop 100, and now the caution's going to wave.
Peter Fisher around on the backstretch in that 71 machine. See what happened to Peter. It looks like it just might be a self-spin situation. Let's see if we can pick it up here as he rolled through turns 1 and 2. Coming off of turn 2, the car just gets sideways, steps out. He ends up in the grass. Unfortunately for Peter, that is an issue. The car kind of beat up as he was caught in a couple of incidents earlier in this race. Well, that's going to set up an exciting finish, Jeff.
Yeah, that one was really starting to heat up. Alex McCollum had just been stalking Cole Cabrey. He had not lost any ground. And Thomas Axum as well, there in that 3rd spot, was right with those two. And really, I think this is going to make it very interesting, especially with Landon Huffman now getting into the mix. Huffman's going to restart 5th, and he's shown a lot of speed. He was actually chasing down that group in front of him.
Giving you a little bit of a speed shot. You kind of pick out your favorite driver as they go by the start and finish line. You see Barney up there holding the yellow flag.
Looking at your running order right now, Cole Cabrey, your leader, Alex McCollum, Thomas Axum, Ryan Matthews, Landon Huffman in your 5th position, Peyton Howell 6th, Ethan Johnson 7th, Dylan Bates, Hugo Paquette, Christian Peterson 10th as they run right now, Bladen Edwards 11th, Daniel Pope, Mark Herzog, Rick Rube, Caden Fisher, your top 15, and then Donald Clark, Aaron Avendraw, Tad Douglas, Jeremy Brooks, and Super Zach Onan running in the 20th position. Tom Dreiling going to pick up a lucky dog once again there and be back on the lead lap in the 30th or 29th position of 29 cars on the lead lap. Eric Tracy is 1 lap down in 30th.
I don't know if you saw it, Jeff. We have a new paint scheme on the 13 of Jonathan Dickerman.
Yeah, I did see that new look for him. It usually has that red and gold, and tonight rocking like a blue and silver and yellow.
Yeah, very cool looking race car. Dickerman and Joey Fernandez always have cool looking race cars, but this is very cool. I really like what that looks like.
We have quite a few guys with new paint schemes tonight. Dylan Bates and Daniel Pope, cars that they're running in tribute to Daniel Williamson as well, the 16 and the 91. Looking at the chat, Chuck Johnson, Aaron Johnson is actually out of this race. He's going to finish 32nd tonight. A little trouble for him coming down the back straightaway, got into the outside wall, and that ended up setting off a big wreck, and so he is out of this one. Eric Dickman saying, thanks for going down to 20th just to say Super Zach.
There you go. There's Super Zach back there. We'll give you a little camera shot there.
And Bill, pace car lights are off. We are going back to green flag racing. This one is winding down here. Cole Cavery, Alex McCollum on this front row for the restart. Cole Cavery in the 71. He gets to set the pace.
Cole Cavery turns it down, gets off the corner. Alex McCollum, wow, that was a crazy move by McCollum. Almost 3 wide as we go into the corner. That was a whole bunch of mess going on there. McCollum turned it down to try to get behind Cavery. Here comes Ryan Matthews in the 51 machine as he's going to take third away from Axum.
Yeah, Axum had some contact further back in the field. Now Peyton Howell's going to spin off the bumper of Landon Huffman. And it looks like Howell's going to hold on, but the caution is going to wave.
Was there contact made there? I'm not even sure what I saw. I'm going to have to go back and figure it out. That restart was insanity. We knew it would be because, you know, the price of poker's through the roof, Jeff.
Yeah, looking at it, there was definitely some contact there between Landon Huffman and Peyton Howell. Howell made an incredible save. He actually held onto that car, but unfortunately the yellow is going to wave a little too quick there as the 52 got quite a bit sideways. And this is going to set up a green-white checkered.
So I think we're going to need the drone footage on that one, Jeff.
Yeah, looking at it, to me, it looks like Landon maybe kind of just missed the bottom of the corner there. Just got up too high up the racetrack.
Yeah, it looked like for both of the examples that I had that you are correct. It looked like Landon Huffman just a little too high. You can see him; he's right behind the 13 car here. It just goes in and hits the 52. I think the 52 is about where. Well, actually, he's a little bit lower too, Jeff. That might just be a meet in the middle. I'm looking at the car behind him. I believe that's either Pope or Bates. I think it's Bates. Bates is up the track a little bit higher than actually quite a bit higher than Peyton Howell is. So that might be a pinch meet in the middle type deal.
Yeah, it's you know, I can kind of see where Landon maybe trying to open up that corner entry a bit. He definitely looks like he kind of missed the bottom a bit. Peyton was coming down the racetrack and definitely just kind of met in the middle. And the good news is it really didn't hurt. Well, yeah, it didn't really hurt anybody too bad there.
Yeah, I just feel like that's a meet in the middle. I like to base it on what the other cars on the racetrack are doing, Jeff, because you know we're up here in the booth and don't really know what how to get around the track at at this time or pretty much any time because we're not racing. But just looking at Bates' car and judging off of that, Bates is quite a bit higher, about a lane higher than Peyton Howell was there. So I think that's just guys really tight going into turn 3.
So that really gonna be a big break for Landon Huffman there. He had already charged through this field, coming about 3 to go there, and now the caution wave. So him getting to maintain that position is a huge break to Landon Huffman. He's going to want to hear that it was a racing incident, not all his fault.
Yeah, I honestly, I have to be honest, Jeff. I thought it was Landon's fault at first, but then going back and looking at just basing it off of other cars in the lanes that they're taking, clearly Bates was much higher on the high side than Howell was. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I think we're going to get a single file restart on this one, Jeff. These guys aren't going to be real happy about that as we are on lap 102 and 104. It's our first green-white checker, opportunity here. And iRacing is going to call it a single file restart as these guys did not make a lap under green.
All right, Bill. Well, actually, we're going to go double file.
Race Control making the call. Make it happen, Race Control.
So we threw the yellow there, and iRacing wanted us to have a single file restart. They did not complete a lap, but it is a green-white checker. These drivers want to run it out. We immediately heard from them. They want double file. The fans are going to want double file. Let's do it.
I bet, just judging from past races, I bet CP23 was screaming over the radio. He's usually the guy.
I heard Pope, I heard Huffman, I mean, I heard them all. They all wanted it.
We want to go double file.
They're going to get it. Double file restart, green, white checker for Cole Cabry, Alex McCollum. You got Ryan Matthews, Thomas Axon back there in that second row.
Cole Cabry turns it down once again. Here comes Alex McCollum. He's going to stay to the high side this time. The third place battle between Axon and Ryan Matthews. They're going to be side by side as we come off of turn 2. Matthews almost into the back of McCollum, doesn't get there as he's going to stay inside of Axon as they enter turns 3 and 4.
This time off turn 4, Cole Cabry's going to see the white flag, but he's got Alex McCollum right on his back bumper as they cross the line. 1 lap to go for Cabry.
Cabry up the hill just a little bit. McCollum looks to the outside, can't make it happen. Tries to cross him over, can't do that either. He's going to take a shot to the outside going into 3 and 4.
Cabry played it defensive. McCollum jumps to the outside. Now he's going to try the over-under off turn 4. They make contact, but Cole Cabry's going to win the Lone Star Espeed Shop 100.
Wow, what a finish. McCollum did everything he could in that number 1 machine, but it is going to be Cole Cabry winning the Lone Star Espeed Shop 100. What an amazing race that ended up turning out to be, Jeff.
Yeah, Alex McCollum gave it everything he had coming to the line. He tried the outside line. Cabry took away any opportunity to dive down low, put Alex McCollum on the outside, and Alex tried that over-under off turn 4, gave the 71 a shot, but he did it without wrecking them, and that was pretty impressive between those two. Great battle of the line. Ryan Matthews going to come home 3rd. Thomas Axon going to come home 4th. Landon Huffman from 16th to 5th, but he's not even going to get the hard charger. The hard charger, Dylan Bates, who officially started 22nd, actually started about 30th due to his EOL penalty. He's going to come home 6th.
Johnson going to finish in 7th. Hugo Paquette 8th. Bladen Edwards 9th. Christian Peterson 10th. But Peyton Howell in 11th. As you see Alex McCollum and Cole Cabry. Now these guys are teammates, so watching these guys go crazy on the stream, that's just kind of what these guys do.
Yeah, those two just kind of goofing around now. Daniel Pope going to come home 12th. Mark Herzog 13th. Caden Fisher 14th. Rick Rube 15th. Donald Clark 16th, Zachary Onan 17th, Jordan Harnish 18th, Jeremy Brooks 19th, and Jonathan Dickerman 20th. Peter Fisher going to come home 21st with Jonathan Sanford, Shane Bedford, Eric Tracy, AJ Rogers, Tom Dreiling, Dell Mears, Cade Green, Tad Douglas, and Aaron Abendroth, your top 30. And then some of the guys out of this race early on, Colby Bryant, Aaron Johnson, and Cade Brown, your 33rd place finisher tonight, and the Lone Star Espeed Shop 100.
So Jeff, that one was exciting. I don't know how to feel about North Wilkesboro sometimes. I feel like sometimes it's fantastic and sometimes it's not. And tonight, I think we got what we wanted. That was a pretty fun race to watch.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Really good green flag runs. A lot of great racing. We saw some guys really making it work on the outside. We saw some drivers really charge through the field. Huffman, Bates. Those guys passed a lot of cars tonight. And that was a lot of fun to watch them do it. Alex McCollum, he started 8th, got up to 2nd. Ryan Matthews 7th, finishes 3rd. So a lot of passing tonight. That was a ton of fun. And Bill, we're going to do it again tomorrow night. The County Road Custom Millwork Late Model Challenger Series is going to be here at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, we'll probably limit the field to 26 cars in that one, so expect at least one B main, as we usually have a tremendous showing of vehicles in that series. So that'll be a fun night again tomorrow night. They're all going to be running the same setup, so I look for some more exciting action. So don't forget to be with us tomorrow night.
Yeah, and while we're here, we didn't really get to talk about Lone Star Espeed Shop too much tonight because we had too much green flag racing, but they're sponsoring 2 races this season. Make sure you go follow their website, follow their Facebook page. They got some really cool stuff. They're building short tracks for some other sims. I believe a set of Corso. It looks really cool. They've been doing some late models and stuff like that for stuff and building custom modded tracks, and some really neat stuff going on over there. Make sure you go check them out. We do appreciate all of their support. And again, tomorrow night, we're going to have another Lone Star Espeed Shop 100.
So that'll be the Late Model Challenger Series brought to you by County Road Custom Millwork and Lone Star Espeed Shop. 100 more laps at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. I'm not going to miss it. Jeff's going to be here. We'll see you tomorrow night.